What's going on? What's going on? Brutus here with a cleanup video. This time, I haven't really done a 10v11 cleanup. You know, we've done 9s, we've done 10s, things like that. But let's do a 10v11 cleanup video. This is a good comparison because recently I came out with a attack strategy, trying my best to talk through the stoned gobo strategy and then also the queen charge variant, usually with bowlers and Valk dive late, to double Town Hall 11s as Town Hall 10s. So first up, and this is no disrespect to KY Anshaz, and I'm pretty sure that's not how you say his name. I bet his name is like Kevin, but I'm gonna call him KY Anshaz because that's how I roll, son. But he's gonna do a queen walk. Now I'm not trying to illustrate this in a way that I'm saying he chose the wrong strategy. That is not what I mean to convey. When you take a look at this, he obviously wants his queen. Right there. Okay, so let's talk about this right here because it happens to me too. These 4-point defenses do about 400 DPS when they're all on you at once. And when you go to drop your spell, we go to play. When you go to drop your spell, whenever you're doing this at the Town Hall 10 game, and then not to mention Town Hall 11, 10v11 game, oh my gosh, you gotta, whenever she's like not even red, like a quarter of green, even a third, you should be dropping that spell because it takes about a second before it actually hits the ground and goes into effect. And that's something that I've learned. That's something I've learned quite a bit, and I still fall victim to, because when you change between Town Hall 9s and 10s accounts, you kind of you know, take for granted how much time you're allowed to have per Town Hall level. So really unfortunate. It's hard to judge what he would have gotten with this. Had he have not lost his queen so early. But what you can see from this is look at those giant bomb locations. I say in the stoned gobo strategy that you got to be mindful of those dead spaces for something like that. Jesus, sorry about that. I am just still fighting this off. Really nice try, but I believe what he was intended to do was walk all the way down to the bottom and then push up through around here. Wall breaker in, push up through there, and then he would have a jump from the side. So it's really hard to see, but I thought what would have happened. But I thought this was a great way to talk through, number one, when to drop that rage. If you're used to dropping it as a Town Hall 9, you got to drop it way sooner than you usually would because the point defense sneaks up on you so fast, and it takes a good second before that spell goes into effect and heals you back up anyway. So nice job, KY Anshaz. We're going to back out of here and take a look at the one that clears this, and this was the stubborn one that took a while to get, but we only needed like 1 or 2 tweaks. I think the next attack after this was a 49% 1-star, and it was something as simple as needing 1 baby dragon for the back end. So here we have Justin coming in, taking away, remember I talk about those free percentages? That's a great eye right there, just outside of the range of these mortars. So that's 3% that he takes, and when we're talking about 51, 52%, and considering the attack before this had a 49%, that's the difference maker right there. So I really thought it was super cute. Those guys with lights on their heads, those are miners. They're still in the game. He uses a no one uses miners, so I gave him crap about that. He uses a really nice funnel with one golem on the left, 1 golem on the right. Well, the rage on the bottom left could have been a little bit better placed, but the rage on the right side, same thing. But it created a wide enough funnel and got about almost more than half of the way there. I believe he got like 30% just with that alone. If not, he's half the way there. And then here comes the main push of his army, where he has CC bowlers as well, so well over like 10 or so bowlers beyond 1 golem, and the BK also acts somewhat as a tank, where it's tanky enough to behave in such a way, basically take a volley or 2 from that eagle. And then he uses just a handful of Valkyries to ensure he gets the percents on the other side because they're being covered by the air defenses, and then jumps away from the dead space on the right-hand sides and comes at it away from setting off the giant bombs, which I thought was clever enough to do. Queen lags behind, already at past 50%. The ability allowed her to come up behind and get tickled by an Infernal Tower and eventually bring down the Town Hall, but does so right as that slow-firing eagle drops one on her and reminds her that he is still alive. So nice cleanup. Let's look at one more, and then we'll call this a video. With this next one, not picking on you KY and Shaws, just the way of the nature. So he starts to walk up here on the top right, and what this baby dragon tells us, because we're doing a cleanup video, is that there's no black Sam on the corners like that, which is quite common nowadays. Was trying to prevent the double 10v11. Some Town Hall 11 still do that. Nice walk, good eye. There it fishes out a Tesla. This is the first hit. The next one after this was my own, and that was, well, clearly only needed 2. But looking at his army, I almost thought about doing the same thing with walking clear all the way straight down, okay? He opens up right here. I'm not sure if that's where he wanted to open it up, but he did open that up. When I saw this army, and you'll see what he gets, I considered not opening that wall, repeating his army strategy, and jumping right here. I wasn't too fond of the idea of having over 220 DPS hitting me at all times, this cannon and this bow, if I kept walking straight down. It just would force me to keep using a rage or ability earlier than I want to. So it didn't sit well with me, and you'll see the adjustments that I made. Loses a few bowlers, but that's okay. Then is trying to recover at this point. Queen does circle back around and comes down the gut. And he still has 2 jumps for this, which leads me to believe that this, you know, twice, unfortunately, in this war, did not go according to his plan. But why I think in the first one, a stoned would have been possibly better, because we saw it, is that there's less risk involved, in my humble opinion. Everything has a risk. Nothing's perfect. Or else everybody would be doing that said perfect strategy. I just feel that with walks, there's more that can go wrong. You have to really time you have to path. It takes a lot more skill. You have to be a little bit more attention to detail on tile placement. Because there's more that could go wrong. If there's a Tesla pop that comes up, maybe a farm that you weren't expecting to be there, and you have to use an ability sooner than you need to and you weren't supposed to, or if you're too late on that 1 second delay of dropping your poison before it takes effect, and the queen's over, there's no way you can adjust. So I feel like there's a little bit more room to adjust with the stoned Gobo, and control troops rather, and there's just less factors of risk as we get out of here and take a look at it. In order for you to get that 3. And some of these bases don't always, Stone Bowl Aloes don't always work. So we're looking at those replays that we saw, it not being a Hound Loon, and even if it was, I wouldn't have changed this. We're going to start funnel on the top right, and then a funnel on the bottom. Maybe I did the funnel on the bottom first. No. Hi, baby. Fonny's out of the shower. So EQ, just take away 25% of as much as I can in that section, because that's what I'm jumping into. Yep, top part, create the top part funnel. And then the bottom, and I do this in this order so that whatever's left over of my second golem going down and bowlers that may or may not survive, they join the rest of the kill squad. So the top part, they're all sacrificial. This bottom part here right now, and I was able to use that baby dragon, really get a elongate funnel at the top part because of the scout that the failed attempt that I saw from KY Anshaws. And the bottom here, I start I bring 2 wizards just in case. I was worried about this drag in the CC, and my queen wasn't going to go there because I didn't want her to walk to the left. So I wanted to put something that fires in the air, and it does pay dividends for me. A poison dragon, that one of 3 wizards that remained, did take it out for me. And then seeing that everything else was pretty covered with air defenses and/or Black Sam's unscouted positions, I decided to send my baby dragon behind the kill squad to make sure I get that town hall for sure. Still have the ability in hand and a wad of bowlers that are healthy. And this angle, also there's no spots for double giant bombs. In fact, I find it towards the back end, even though I popped my ability. Also, one good note to say that I learned from my One Hive clan mates is when you pop the ability for the queen, that does not make her undamageable. If that's a word. I'm going to Google it when we're done. But all it does is make the defense retarget. I have fallen victim to this before where the Hound busts and then all the minions drop their attack at once. I pop the ability. That drop that they did still hits my queen. So like we're seeing right here, I pop the ability. My archers set off the bombs. I'm still cloaked, but that doesn't mean I'm invincible like the Warden. So that just means that they don't target you. If the bombs are right by you and you're cloaked, you will be damaged by the bombs. That's probably the best tip of this video, because I didn't know that. And that's huge. Hopefully you enjoyed the talking points of the cleanup video, the adjustments made, and the talking points of why you want to do those certain things. Once again, it's Brutus reminding you, you got to be better than a double. And I will check you next time.